Welcome back to the Building an Amusement Park series. I did a little bit of work since last episode. I mean, this isn't really work, this is more me experimenting because I don't really know what I want to do with this building. But I did go over and improve the entrance over here. Now there are actual places to get your ticket scanned, and I have little arrows so you can go in. These ones are entrances. This is just an exit. This is where you get your hand stamped, for example. I just need to copy this over to these two spots still. I also started over here trying to make the area for ticketing. I'm not 100% sure if I want to have lost and found and an information booth inside this building, or if I want to have those in other buildings out here that I will build later. I haven't really decided yet. But I guess I should start with actually replacing the entrances. See, that's why I left this one over here. So let me just clear these out real quick and get the new ones in. Now I can just copy these over. This is why we love the copy paste tool. And now I want to take one of these fences. Oh, I forgot I grouped these. That was silly. Take one of these fences and copy that around here so that people can't just sneak in through this little gap right here. Then the only thing I actually need to do is switch around the way this is so the exit's around the outside on this side. That should be pretty quick. I didn't group these signs together for some reason, but still shouldn't be too bad. And with that done, I should probably actually talk about my actual plan for this episode. So I do want to work on this building some more at some point, but I'm still not 100% sure what I want to do with it. My main plan was to actually start getting in the main plaza area and build the first couple of rides. So I think what that's going to entail is a lot of path around here, and then starting to figure out where the rides are going to go. I think I wanted to start out with a Ferris wheel of some sort. I think that a Ferris wheel by the entrance would look pretty cool. Sort of a classic thing to put in the middle of an entrance, sort of like a carousel. And also if a new remodeled Ferris wheel gets added, I'll be able to replace it. Just don't know exactly what I want to do, because if I have it lined up with this building, you won't see it when you enter, and that'll be a little awkward. I'm going to sort of get this plaza area laid out, and then I'll see what I want to do. So what I was originally thinking for this area was to have the Ferris wheel around here, and then some sort of water fountain feature back behind it, and then maybe an observation tower off in that direction. But I'm starting to think that with how wide this area is, that just doesn't really make sense. And maybe instead what I should do is have some sort of shops lining around here, and then a roller coaster could go behind it in that area. And instead I could have some rides off to the sides. I just thought about it a little more, and what I think I'm going to decide on is placing in the observation tower somewhere around the middle, and then I'm just going to place this as an example for now. The thing I don't like about this is that it is only 4 wide, but I do have an idea to fix that. And then sort of ending up with some paths curving around it, sort of in this type of a shape, and then maybe some buildings around here, sort of filling in these areas. The reason I want to have paths going here is because this area would feel a little bit useless if there isn't somewhere to go off in this direction. So I think bringing a path out that way is going to be a good idea, and then I'll still be able to have something head out in this direction and off on the other side as well. Now I just need to figure out what I'm going to do with this observation tower, which I think the simplest solution is just going to be to place it to the side a little bit instead of directly in the middle. So if I take this and I put it maybe around here, maybe even push it inward a little, and then sort of fill in the paths and buildings around it. I think I'm going to try that. Okay, so I placed a couple mock-up buildings, and I placed down the tower right about here. I think I'm actually going to want to move the exit over to this side and sort of have the path coming out here. But then I'm going to need the queue to wrap around somewhere around here. And I realize I don't actually have a painted queue path yet to copy, so I guess I should probably put that down here. Then if I just place in the paths here, that should be a pretty decent sort of entry area that I'm going to be able to decorate. And I can also start to fill in this path as well. This is going to want to come around here and sort of curve this way to head towards the middle of the park. I don't really know what shape this is going to end up being yet, but just better to get some ideas down first. And then another thing is this area is super huge and empty. I think it'll probably be smart to get in some little planter areas. I think a simple way to do that is going to be to get one of the primitives, squish that down to about 1/4 for a barrier, bring it down a little bit more, and then I can sort of just fill these in. And then once I place these down, I can go in the middle and add a section of grass or dirt up here, about maybe that tall, and then paint that. And if I fill in the rest like this, then I think that's looking pretty good. I do just need to paint these real quick, make them some sort of cobblestone. Copy that color over to everything else. And now I just need to figure out some plant vegetation to put in it. Obviously I can use those in some of these trees. That's pretty simple. I don't think I want to make anything custom. I've also got these trees could look nice. I think I'm going to try to create something that looks cool, and then I'll be back once I'm done with that. So I ended up making this planter thing. It's pretty simple. It's just a bunch of bushes and then a few trees. I think it'll do for now. I also copied it over, moved the trees around, so now I've got another one over here. I do want to make a couple more of those things over here. I laid out these little squares to put them in, but since the money farm's still here, I don't really have space to do that yet. And I also started messing around with this building. I really don't know what I want this to look like. I'm probably gonna end up making progress on that between episodes. Now over here, going back to the only ride that I've put in so far, this definitely needs fences, and I'm probably gonna end up using just some of these default fences here. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do for this. Maybe just these fences will work. Part of me wants to make custom fences for this, but also I should try to not make custom everything if I want to finish this park within the next 100 years. So for now I am just going to make this pretty simple. I can always change it later if I want to, of course. But looking at this right now, it just feels really plain and weird, even if I put some more plants in here. I'm not really sure what I want to do here. I don't know. I think I'll look at this a little bit more and probably have it fixed up by next episode. I also have buildings to build here, and I think these are like a little bit too tall. I had most of these buildings 4 blocks tall for 1 story, but then I realized that doesn't really make sense with the scale of your Roblox avatar. So making them a little bit smaller is probably going to be a little bit better. It's about the size of the observation tower now, which makes more sense. I sort of feel like I'm at a weird spot with this park right now where I've started it, but it feels so empty and I don't feel like I have a good direction for it right now. I do know that I want to build a coaster over here, and that's going to be coming in the next episode for sure. But I don't really know what else this park needs yet. And also, I suppose I don't know what to call it. I have not come up with a name for this yet. If anybody has any suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments, because I have been thinking about this for like 3 days and I haven't come up with anything. You know what? The problem with these fences is everything here feels too concrete and too modern for wood to make sense. I think maybe if I switch it to some kind of metal fence, it'll look a little bit better. And of course for that there is this fence, but this fence feels a little bit low. I might actually just end up making a custom fence here. And honestly, a custom fence shouldn't be too hard if I can just get these poles in the correct spots. If I start with one of these cube primitives over here, I can place another one just a bit across. And then if I rescale a primitive all the way down here, and then if I bring this down to be about 1/4 tall, that should look pretty decent. Then I just need to copy this kind of a design around, or actually what I think would look better is a smaller pole here. So if I move this across, rotate that, and make some kind of horizontal bar, I think that should make a pretty decent fence. And now all I have to do is just copy these over everywhere else. And one thing I'm noticing as I do this is that my commentary is so incredibly all over the place. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to talk in my videos or how I want to edit them to make them the most entertaining. So did I color these two different colors? This looks so weird. Okay, now that's fixed and I completely forgot what I was saying. I just need to finish copy pasting all of these little fences over here, and then I can just bring some of these along here to fill in the railing pieces. And now that that's done, yeah, I think that looks a lot better than the wooden fence did before. I still think a lot of this is going to change as I start getting other stuff around it, but for now I think this is a pretty good placeholder Q fence. I'm also going to try something else here, where I bring a primitive piece way down here and then sort of have it cover this entire grassy area. I'm going to see how this would look with dirt in here instead of grass, because I feel like it might make a little bit more sense to have something a little more plain in here with individual trees and bushes sort of more scattered around. I guess the only issue with that is that you still have to cover a bunch of it up with various bush pieces. So I'm not sure if this actually looks any better, but something it definitely needs is a curb in here, so I think I'm going to add that. That helps a little bit, but something still feels off about this entire area, and I'm not sure if it's just because everything's so unfinished and empty. I don't know, I think I'm going to try just building some more, and then I'll check back and see if it looks any better. I'm going to be honest, I've messed around with this over a couple days. I keep tweaking things. I was trying to make a building here, but then I realized that I really don't know how to make buildings. I keep changing the roof of this. I don't know if this looks good or if it looks like a fast food restaurant. I changed the floor pattern, but I don't know. Something about this area still just feels a little weird. I think what I'm going to do is just ignore it for now. Next episode I'm going to be starting on the first coaster, and if things still look weird even with a big ride in here, then I guess I can just redo this area. Another thing that'll be nice about having a ride in is that I'm going to know more of what space I have to start building some other paths out and surrounding this, so hopefully that's going to help. But to be honest, I think I'm just going to end this video here. The next episode where I build the first roller coaster is going to be coming out in 2 days on Monday, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, just make sure if you enjoyed, you like and subscribe or whatever you do on YouTube. And yeah, that's just it for this video.